When the officials arrive at our house and come in the door, they find Bram and me sitting on our divan side by side. Bram holds silver, I hold gold. We both look up, but then Bram's gaze flickers back to the polished silver surface in his hands, and I glance down at the gold one in mine. My face looks back at me, distorted by the curve of the compact surface, the way it was at my match banquet. Then the question I asked myself was, do I look pretty? Now the question I ask is, do I look strong? As I look at my eyes and the set of my jaw, it seems to me that the answer is yes. A short, bland official speaks first. The government has decided that artifacts promote inequality among members of society, he says. We request that everyone turns in their artifacts for catalog and display at the museum in each city. Our records have indicated that there are 2 legal artifacts in this residence. The tall official adds, does he stress the word legal, or is it my imagination? 1 silver watch and 1 gold compact. I don't say anything, and neither does Bram. Are these the artifacts? The bald official asks, looking at the items we hold. He seems weary. This must be a terrible job. I imagine my father taking artifacts from people. Old people like grandfather, children like Bram. I feel sick. I nod. Do you want them now? You may retain them for a few minutes more. We are required to do a quick search of the house. Bram and I both sit quietly while they go through our house. It doesn't take long. Nothing valuable here. One of them says quietly to the other in the hallway, my heart is on fire and I have to keep my mouth shut tight so I don't try to burn these officials with the flames. That's what you think, I say to myself. You think there's nothing here because we're not putting up a fight, but there are words in our heads and the ones no one else knows. And my grandfather dies on his terms, not yours. We have things of value, but you can never find them because you don't even know how to look. They walk back into the room and I stand up. Bram does too. The officials wave direction instruments around us to make sure we haven't concealed anything in our persons. Of course, they find nothing. The female official comes forward and I see a pale band of skin on one finger. Where the ring must have been, she lost something too today. I hold out my compact thinking about how my artifact has traveled from time before this society, from one family member to another, to me, and how I have to let it go. The official takes the compact, she takes the watch from Bram. You can come see them in the museum anytime you like. It's not the same, he says, and then he strains his shoulders. Oh, I see, grandfather. I do. My heart swells with the thought that perhaps he isn't completely gone after all. You can take it, Bram says, but it will always be mine. Bram goes to his room. The heaviness in his steps and the way he closes the door tells me he wants to be alone. I feel like punching something, but I shoved my hands into my pocket and said, there I find the brown paper envelope, a crumbled shell that once contained something valuable and beautiful. It's only an envelope, not an artifact. It doesn't even register on the official's detection instrument. But I pull it out and tear it in half angrily. I want to rip it to shreds, to pieces. The jagged lines across the envelope pleases me. I feel good to destroy. It gets ready to make another world. I look down for another piece to tear. My breath catches in my throat when I see it's almost ruined. Another part of Kai's story. There's something else the officials have missed. Drowning, drinking the words from the top says the letter strong and beautiful, like he is. And I think of his hand writing them, the skin brushing on the napkin. I bite my lip and look at the picture below. 2 Kais again. One younger one and one the one now, both of them with hands cupped. The background of the first one is a spare, bare landscape, and bones of rocks rising behind Kai. In the second picture, he's here in the burrow. I see a maple tree behind him. Rain falls in both pictures, but the first one, his mouth is open and his head's tilted back. He's drinking from the sky. And the second one, his head is down, his eyes panicked, and the rain thick around him, streaming off of him like waterfall. There is too much rain here. He could drown. When it rains, I remember, are the words written at the bottom. I look out the window where burning evening sun sets in the clear sky. There is no trace of clouds, but I promise myself that when it rains, I will remember too, this paper, these pieces, the words, the pieces of him.